let's jump back in. Montez Ford, fresh off the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania on the way. Raw after WrestleMania at American Airlines Center. Tickets go on sale this Friday. How are you feeling? How are the physicals? How are the mentals? How is Montez Ford?
Everything is gravy, man. Just coming off the Royal Rumble, like you said, getting there with all those WWE superstars, including someone I watched as a childhood, Johnny Knoxville. So just coming off the eve of everything and the childhood nostalgia, the aftershocks and effects, and just embracing and taking in this whole WrestleMania season. And the fact that we will be in Dallas at the American Airlines Center, the Raw after Mania, which arguably in some people's minds, that's the biggest event of the year. I know some people talk about WrestleMania, but everybody knows that Raw after Mania is the highlight effects of what happens after Mania. So it's a very exciting show, and we're excited to be back there. We're gonna be there pretty much the whole week in Texas. So,
and before we dive too deep into that, one of the things I appreciate learning about when it comes to wrestlers and people in your industry is the path you took to get there. And you, like, there's a handful of people who have kind of taken a similar path than you, but everybody's story is different. You, as a former Marine, how did you sort of choose the life of military service, change course afterwards, and then wind up deciding I'm going to wear tights and fight people to make money?
So I was in ROTC in high school for like 4 years. Both of my sisters before me was in ROTC, so I kind of like just followed trail and followed suit. And I remember doing 4 years in high school with ROTC. You actually get a promotion to E2 if you want to listen to the Marines. And I was running track as well, so I had all these decisions going through my mind. But my family was going through changes, so I actually just made a decision to go to the military. And was in the military from 2008, 2012. Shout out to the Highlanders, 1st LAR Battalion. And when I EAS, I transitioned to doing contracting for the military as well, and worked on Coronado base in California. But I did a tryout in like 2013, my first tryout. And I was like, yeah, you speak well, but like, we want you to put on some muscle. So like when I took that and I heard that, and pretty much the next year and a half, I put on like maybe 40, 45, 50 pounds of muscle. So I went to like 190 to about showing up to being about like 250. Yeah, 250 at the next tryout. And I was
There's
like,
no way you weigh that right now.
oh no, not now. No, I won't be able to tie my shoe right now. But went up in weight, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this second trial, and I'll make sure they hire me off of this trial, and that's the one I got signed off of. But just making the transition from military to WWE, it's a lot of similarities in it. It's a lot of obviously time away from family. It's a lot of traveling, a lot of sacrifice. But I'm glad that I did do the military, not only for the structure, but just the wherewithal and the awareness of everything, being able to adapt in so many situations that may come our way. So thank God for that opportunity and that moment and going through the military. And I feel like it helped shift and change and mold me to the WWE's environment as well. So.
And was wrestling just something you were always interested in? Was it always a potential career path, or was it just something you saw along the way?
100%. So like I started watching it when I was about like 7 or 8 years old. And I was going through like so many different changes as a kid, but I know like wrestling was the one thing that was like always constant. And I was like, you know what, this will always be something cool to do. And my mom still sends me to this day all the WWE title pictures of me holding up the WWE championship. And it's like something I always aspired to do. But, you know, through life, you get older, you create responsibilities, and you try to like pretty much make a living. And when the military happened, and I was able to like submit my application on the WWE Recruit website and pretty much do those 2 tryouts, that's when it kind of like came into focus. And my whole life, like I said, I've been watching wrestling, and never thought that everything that I was doing was preparing me for the WWE. And the fact that it happened, and like I said, I got the first trial, and they gave me the instruction and told me what to do on the second one. And I said, you know what, if I'm gonna go out in the blaze of glory, I'm gonna make sure that I go out on the blaze of glory, because this is something that that comes your way few and far between. And I just took the opportunity and tried to knock it out the ballpark, hopefully.
And who knew one day it would lead to St. Louis on Saturday, frog splashing Johnny Knoxville of all people. How was working with Johnny? How was the Rumble?
Amazing. He's one of the greatest human beings in the world. Like I said, I used to watch all the Jackass shows as a kid, up late nights on MTV, MTV2, watching all the sub shows that they put out. So it was just cool to see my childhood just come in like full circle and pretty much do some damage to him as he was doing to other people on the show. But such a great human being and so welcoming to our environment. Just a great all-around person to be around, so enthused, willing to work, and just motivating for us too to have like individuals that we grew up watching and being part of to like come into our environment, our world, and just want to be part of the action. You know, he was trying to win his ticket to WrestleMania too. He was in the Royal Rumble. You know, he came fully prepared, had his cape, his gear on. It's just unfortunate he had to deal with AJ Styles and myself. So
And even in your own household, who do you think has the better quote unquote sort of celebrity encounter in the Rumble? We have Montez Ford getting to frog splash Johnny Knoxville. Then we have Bianca Belair literally throwing hands with Ronda Rousey in the middle of the ring.
yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't even know, man. Uh I'm going to say her because I don't want to throw no hands with her right now. So, yeah, man. But it's just like I said, it's cool that we both get to like create these moments for you all to enjoy. You know, like it's a blessing, man. Like I said, when people talk about these moments in history, you know, they have our names in it. So it's just cool that you know when you guys are sitting back one day reminiscing, you know, you have our names, you know, coming out expressing these moments. So we're just glad we're able to give it to you guys.
And with your platform in WWE, you get to meet a lot of people. Do you ever get starstruck these days? Even it was what, 2 pay-per-views ago? You guys get to take photos backstage with Migos. They're out for your match. Do you ever get starstruck anymore?
All the time, man. All the time. All the time. I'm like one of the ones that's like, and maybe I'm not one of the ones, but I feel like I get excited about pretty much everything that happens, especially dealing with like not only celebrities, but just, you know, Hall of Famers and people who was here before us and paved the way. And I just get starstruck pretty much all the time, man, because I'm just like geek that this stuff is actually happening to me, you know. So, but yeah, man, it's just cool, man. It's so cool, man. It's like, and like I'm looking in the rear back there beside your C4, and I see like our action figures, and like that stuff always like to me it's always cool. Like I never get used to it, and like it's just cool, man.
Yeah, I had to swap them out there. I have more of a tag team shelf kind of off to the side over here. I had to swap them out for this one. I had to make sure I had to represent. But so obviously Brock Lesnar was the winner of the Royal Rumble. You yourself and Angelo both were in it, but did not get the dub. What are your guys' plans now over the next 2 months to get yourself in a spot for the card of WrestleMania?
Winning the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships back. Me and Docs actually never lost the Raw Tag Team titles. In October of the last draft, we actually got drafted to SmackDown and pretty much had to swap the titles. So we never lost the Raw Tag Team Championship. So we basically want to get back the tag team titles that we never lost, reclaim our claim, fame, the glory, uh, and we'll get there. We'll get there. This is WrestleMania season. There's nothing more than elaborate training, the high-end training. I've already switched up my diet. I put down the pizza and got the sushi. And so now I'm trying to get Gucci. So now we're just in WrestleMania season. And that's pretty much me and Doc's goal now, getting into like our prime form shape to get ready to have another historic Raw Tag Team title run.
And then even beyond WrestleMania, just sort of for the rest of your career, because I know you and Angelo have both been together for a long time. Is there sort of a want to have a singles career? Is there a want for Angelo to have a singles career? Because we had the New Day were together forever for a long time. And then all 3 of them have broken off and done their own things. But then there's guys like the Usos. As long as they're both healthy, they've both been together. What are your kind of aspirations for the Street Profits as a duo?
I feel like for us, we've been like so focused on the task at hand, and it's so like so overwhelming and so cool to see everyone see both individual and single stars in both of us. So I hope, and hopefully that speaks volumes about our work. But usually we're so focused on like just the task at hand, and like we don't want to put our energy into what's not even happening yet. Besides the fact that we're a functioning tag team, we're trying to be the best tag team in the modern day era of all era, this era, last era, next era. So we're like focusing like primarily on that. But if the opportunity, obviously, if it ever, if it happens, if it shows up, if there's a winner of the Royal Rumble, there's a number one contenders match for the WWE Championship or Universal Championship, like we're not going to step away from that. Because even myself, speaking for myself as a kid, I've got so many photos that my mom sends me still to this day of me holding the WWE Championship. So that's just a dream in itself that will never die. So opportunity ever comes, we'll both have support on both ends. But like right now, we're trying to move it and groove it.
All right, well, Montez, I know you've got a busy day ahead of you, so I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to talk to us, and we'll see you here very soon for a whole week of fun in Dallas and Arlington.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We'll be at the American Airlines Center at one of the most, if not the most important Raw of the year, the Raw at the Mania. You can still get your tickets on Ticketmaster.com. And don't remember, be safe. Well, don't remember, but remember, be safe. And I always remember to live, breathe, and die with those 4 words, which is we want the smoke.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate it. Is that a Game Boy?
Yeah, Game Boy Color.
Stop it. Classic, man. I remember that, man. Gosh, man. Game Boys. Like, I remember the original ones. I used to steal my sister's all the time. The big gray one that you had to put the cartridge in the back and everything. And that one right there, I had so many like, because Pokemon put out the different like colors and
Oh yeah.
blues,
Oh yeah.
whatever it is, man.
Because
Gosh,
as we moved over into this apartment, like as I was unpacking my stuff, it was just random stuff, got into different places, and then I pulled that out and I was like, well, I'm not going to use it, but it can be sitting behind me right here. So
bro, that's an antique, man. And like 10, 15, 20 years, they're gonna be trying to hunt you down for one of those.
Well, they know where it is. It's right there. It's on all these videos.
Right there, guys.